Hey guys, J-Man here. So we're doing another Amazing Fans segment here. So this is not like the Danger Room. This is a little bit different. We're just going to be talking to one guest. And we're going to be talking about Spider-Man today. If you guys want to be on the Amazing Fans, where it's just you and me talking about a character or a movie that you like, um, let me know. Let me know in one of my videos or anything like that, and then I'll get back to you, and then we'll set up a day. Arkham Gaming, what's going on, dude? We're gonna have you here 1 week from today talking about Batman, and that's gonna be exciting since you know a hell of a lot about Batman, the Prince of Puzzlers, who probably knows a lot about Batman as well. And Caleb, thank you so much for being here super early. That's awesome. All right. So I'm bringing in someone who's been on the stream several times. Everybody knows him. He's very relaxed, and he is looking very relaxed today. And that is Skeptic Stream. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, J-Man?
I'm doing good. So 2 seconds before the stream, my ringtone goes, my phone goes off, and it's the Halloween theme. And they're calling me for air duct cleaning, and I'm like, no, no, I don't need my air ducts cleaned. Mm. Okay, I
All
brought out
right.
a bunch of Spider-Man stuff. I brought out a few things just to show people some of my Spider-Man stuff, but we're gonna start with you. Um,
Okay.
so I just want to know basically, like, why do you like Spider-Man, or what was the first thing that got you into Spider-Man, and what keeps you coming back, and why do you like Spider-Man? I'm gonna give you the spotlight, so you can just go for it.
Yeah. Well, what got me into Spider-Man was I was the youngest I can remember seeing Spider-Man was probably like 2 or 3, honestly. My dad bought like a bunch of Spider-Man stuff for me when I was a kid. I think like a stuffy little plush, and I watched the '90s cartoon growing up because I'm not that old. I'm 22, so I haven't really like grown up with a lot of like the '80s stuff. I did grow up with the '60s show. That was very nostalgic, and I love that show. It was on a Teletoon Retro. It's Do you have? Yeah, yeah. You're
We
in
do.
Canada,
Yeah, we're
so
in Canada. Yeah, we've got Teletoon.
yeah. So I watched it on Teletoon Retro all the time, and I just loved it. And I don't remember watching the Sam Raimi first film. I slightly remember like memories of the second film, but I don't remember seeing the first one. But according to my dad, I did see that. Um, so I mean, I guess the first thing I was really introduced to was the movies or the '90s cartoon. I'm not exactly sure. And also, I was introduced with the PS1 games. Those are phenomenal. I love those games. Have you played them?
Yeah, I didn't have PlayStation, but they were on Xbox, right?
Well, no, there was the movie games. They were on Xbox, but I'm
Yes, I
talking like
played those. I played all of those.
there's the '90s ones. They were released in 2000 2001. Spider-Man 1 and 2,
Mhm.
not based off the movies. They're pretty much based off the comics completely, and they're great. They have a little bit of like issue with control sometimes. It's not completely like analog controls, but it's so much fun. Such a simple but great story that works with so many different villains. It's like 5 or 6 villains or something, and it actually kind of works. It's just a very simple story. And the best part about that game is just the fact that I think it's just funny because people make fun of it, but the whole plot has to do with 90s like loading fog. Like basically you can't go on the streets because there's just a bunch of fog, like Superman 64 fog,
Oh,
like
that was
on the ground.
brutal.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. The Spider-Man PS1 games were phenomenal, and I love them to this day. I still can't debate. I still debate with myself if I prefer those ones or the PS4 game. I think it's the PS4 game, but yeah. Have you played the PS4 game?
I don't have PS4. The only video game I play is Street Fighter.
That's
I
fair.
played it from Street Fighter 1 in the arcade till whatever it's like Ultra Street. I don't know
Yeah.
what they're on now, Ultra Street Fighter 4, or are they on Street Fighter 5 now? Whatever the latest one is for Xbox.
So like fighting games.
And
Sorry.
yeah, Andrew. Hey, how's it going, dude? You and I, right? For this stream, it's just gonna be me and Skeptic. But if you want to talk Spider-Man with me, no worries, dude. We can set something up, just you
Yeah.
and me. Maybe not next Friday, but even maybe the Friday after that. Hit me up if you want to talk some Spider-Man. So yeah, well, I really liked the Genesis. There was a Genesis game, and there was an N64 game that was great too. The N64 game had all the skins, so you could do Spider-Man
Hmm.
2099, and you could do like
That's the same
the
game as the
symbiote.
PS1 game. It just doesn't have the cutscenes because N64.
Okay, that's a great game.
Yeah, it is. It's a
That's a
lot better on
really good one.
PS1 and Dreamcast though.
Oh, I would assume so. Yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah.
Check out I'm sure you got an emulator or something. Check out the Genesis Spider-Man versus the Kingpin.
Yeah.
I thought it was really neat. I played it all the time and I ended it and all that stuff too.
I'll look it up on eBay because I have a Genesis.
Oh, cool. I
So-
used to own the game.
yeah.
But yeah. So I just in anticipation of stuff, I brought out a couple of things which I can show you guys in a little
let's see.
bit. I'll show it to you in just a bit. I'll tell you. I first saw Spider-Man with the '67 cartoon, which I do. I can bring that. I can show everybody that. That's this one right here. This is very difficult to get, and it's a very nice set. And I think Sean has it, but even Steve wasn't able to get it. But it's or maybe no, I don't think he did get it. But this was a great set, and it's very nice. It has the full thing. You can find these on YouTube or even through the high seas. But I was able to meet Paul Soule, who is the can you see the there you go.
Mm-hmm.
He's the voice of Spider-Man. And I've got a photograph with him as well, which I don't have queued up, so you'll just have to believe me.
That's so great. Is he still alive?
Oh yeah. I don't. Yeah, I think he's still alive. And I met. This is Spectacular Spider-Man. I got Chip Zdarsky's autograph on that one, so he was the writer of this. That's number 1 of Spectacular.
I got number 1 of Spectacular too.
And I've got the actual Spectacular Spider-Man number 1, the first ever one, number 1 as well. And this is Spider-Man 99 number 1.
Yeah.
And then here's the big one, the first appearance of the black costume.
Yeah, that's worth a couple hundred now.
Yeah, and I've got this in the absolute pristine condition ever. And this is old. I bought this for like $2 or something. Like
you need to get that graded.
I think I should get that graded. But yeah, we'll go through some of the other Spider-Man stuff in a bit. So I started with the cartoon, and I had a big plush toy, and I had the small parachute man, and I had the Secret Wars toys. I love Spider-Man. He's in my top 10 favorite heroes of all time.
Oh yeah.
I've got my tattoo of Spider-Man, of course.
Yeah, that's awesome. What is he saying?
It's actually because if you
he's upside down.
He's like upside down, right?
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. But so I love everything Spider-Man. I like the I got the Nicholas Hammond one over here too. This one's a bootleg because you can't officially buy it. But I actually have all of the VHS copies of this, and I actually made my own DVDs out of it. As well.
Official, or you recorded them?
No. The VHS tapes were official. I bought them.
Oh.
They were official, and then I've got this. The Japanese Spider-Man.
Oh my god! I don't think I've ever seen that. I need to see that.
It's really neat. And then he had a car in it, and they actually made a Hot Wheels limited edition car. I don't want to open it; it's sealed. This was like an exclusive.
I heard that the Spider-Man like Japanese stuff inspired like Super Sentai and like Power Rangers.
I think I don't know which came first. I want to say that maybe the Super Sentai stuff is really old, like Ultraman and all that kind of stuff too, and all those things they're pretty old school. There's this cartoon, Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh, that's a great cartoon. I love it.
These are the Amazing Spider-Man movies, which people are kind of iffy on. This is the complete Spectacular Spider-Man. This is the complete.
That's great. Yeah.
What else do I got? Oh, what's this one?
Still bitter that show got canceled.
It was neat. It was pretty neat. But yeah, the big takeaways. Josh, thanks for popping in, buddy. Yes, Spectacular Spider-Man is awesome. So yeah, the big ones that you gotta try to get is these two: the Japanese Spider-Man and the Nicholas Hammond one.
I need to.
Those are the two big ones that you have to get. Like check out like some of the crazy stuff. Like
yeah, I've seen some of this stuff. I just haven't seen the full thing. It's hilarious.
It's really crazy. So it's great. And then I've got obviously the MCU stuff and everything like that. But yeah, this thing I got. I know I should get this graded. The
Hmm.
I love. Did you like the black costume?
In what version? Like
Just
just
in anything, like do you like the idea of the black
yeah,
costume and all
yeah.
that?
I like it quite a bit. I mean, I like the story arc of him kind of like changing a little bit. It's not as crazy as the Raimi films, but
No,
yeah, he definitely. It's a good story arc, I would say.
it was cool and like well, the stuff with him becoming like with Venom and all that was really
Mhm.
neat.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I don't think they handled it well in any of the movies. Really,
No.
I think maybe the '90s cartoon probably handled it the best. I
Yeah.
think.
I like Venom in the live action Venom movie. I will say that. I just want to see him with Spider Man.
Yeah, the Venom movie for me was weird because
Yeah.
again we're at this point now where Venom, the symbiote really dislikes Spider-Man because he rejected it, and
Hmm.
then why am I blanking on his name? What the hell's the guy's name? Eddie Brock.
Hmm.
He hates Peter Parker. So when they combine, they're like the ultimate villain.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that because if you don't have Spider-Man, that triangle is busted. Uh,
Exactly. I agree with that. I think they're gonna. I really do believe they're gonna. They have to connect Spider Man to it eventually. I'm sure. I I don't think they're gonna reboot Tom Holland anytime soon. I could be wrong with Sony, but you never know with them. But I with the success, I don't think they're gonna cancel Tom Holland. And as much I have some problems with Tom Holland that I can get into later, but overall, I don't mind Tom Holland as Spider Man. I like him quite a bit. And I would love to see that version with Venom. I think that'd be really
like
interesting.
Venom looks cool when he's Venom. That's
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, so Andrew Toby Maguire, yeah, Toby Maguire is awesome.
he's
Okay,
great.
so Sean, this is Decepticon. This is Sean, our Sean.
Hey,
So
oh,
he always comes
Sean.
in. He comes in with the facts here. Okay, yeah, Sentai was 75. Yeah, good call. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so.
Yeah,
So it predates the Spider-Man, but still, like everything, like helps grow that genre. But I mean,
mhm,
um, and then I found this is Superior Spider-Man where it's
yeah.
Doc Ock as Spider-Man. That's kind of a weird.
That was a weird arc. I wasn't a fan of that.
Yeah, I collected it because it was a Spider-Man thing. And I thought it was kind of neat just to change it
Yeah,
up a bit. But I mean, it's going to be like he's going to go back to being
yeah,
Doctor Octopus, and he'll go back to being Spider-Man or whatever.
yeah.
Um, what's Sean saying?
MTV CGI. Oh yeah, that was
Yeah, that was
that was
weird.
kind of violent too. I remember
I
he
don't
got
think.
stabbed with a sword at one point.
Yeah, I don't think I was like. I don't remember that. I don't. I actually that '90s cartoon. I don't think it ever came out in a real edition because I don't have it. This is my entire Spider-Man collection, and it's not in there.
It was
I
on
don't think it came
Netflix.
out to buy.
I don't know. It was on Netflix years ago, way before Disney Plus. So
Yeah,
I don't
now
know.
Disney Plus owns all of that or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think it's on there. I could be wrong.
What's did you read any Spider-Man comics or not as much?
I've read a few. I'm not like crazy, but I do have like a few. Like I have I don't know where. Oh,
So
it's
you got a
over
bunch of.
there. I got. You know what?
That's
Let me
okay.
get it.
Yeah, all right. All right.
So I do have this one. This one's
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
Spectacular
actually.
Spider-Man #1, right?
Yeah, I've read like a digital copy, but I don't really want to read it because I'm like afraid of like hurting it, like ripping it or something. Because it's already getting to almost $200. I got it for like $5.
That's pretty good. I have that one. Spectacular Spider-Man. I actually have a lot of those.
Hmm.
I've got a lot of Spectacular Spider-Man. Probably a long box or not a long box, a short box.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you mean the same issue or just like a lot of issues?
no, like I've got #1 to whatever.
Hmm.
Like I don't know, so like a short box is like 150 comics. So I have 100 Spider-Man comics.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
the
I've got stuff like
Masterworks.
I've got Masterworks as well. I've got
Yeah,
Masterworks as
I was
well.
thinking about getting the volume too, but oh my god, have you looked it up on like Amazon and even eBay? These are getting to be really pricey, and it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, you got to. You know what you got to do? There's Epic collections now, and just buy
Oh
those.
yeah, what is
The
that?
Epic collection, it's the same as that, except they're not hardcover.
Oh, Epic Collection. Sorry, no,
Yeah,
I know
so
what you're
they're a
talking
lot
about.
cheaper.
Yeah, I've been starting to get into digital because my fiance has been letting me like touch his tablet and stuff, so I can go digital because I didn't really want to deal with my phone. It's just too small for
Oh
comics for
yeah,
me.
it's yeah.
Yeah,
I have all this. I literally have every Spectacular Spider-Man issue on digital because it's so
awesome.
cheap. And I was reading them too. They're really cool.
Yeah,
Uh, Andrew. Okay, Andrew. Not for this one, dude. You and I, because I wanna. This segment for is just for just me and one fan, but I'd love to have you and me together talking
yeah,
about Spider-Man, and we can do it not next Friday, but the Friday after if you want to do that. Let's do it. It'll just be you and
yeah.
I
That'd be
talking.
sweet. I'd watch.
I mean, yeah. I want to try to keep this to just the one the one fan or whatever. But okay, so I mean, what about the villains? Who are your favorite villains? Do you have like a top five or
Ooh,
something? Or
I gotta say, like, I know, like, they're trying to like make like a little more obscure like type villains as for the Tom Holland movies, and I
Mhm.
like that. I really like that they're adding like Mysterio and Vulture, but I really want Green Goblin back. Like, I love Green Goblin, like especially in the comics. He's like the Joker to Spider-Man.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I, I'm trying to find a way of saying it PG, but like there's an analogy I like to go for, like comparing the two,
Mhm.
Joker and Goblin. Um, I could just say, Batman or Joker wants to. He loves Batman. Let's just say that, and
Right,
in like a very intimate way, and and with Goblin, it's like Spider-Man is his son. It's like a father son like
right,
type of
right.
relationship. It's really interesting.
Do you have in your masterworks there? Do you
Mhm.
have volume one? I can't tell from
Yeah, I
this.
got volume one. I had because I really wanted a
Okay,
physical like reprint of
so check out issue number two and see who's on the cover.
uh what, the Fantastic Four.
It should be the Amazing Spider-Man number two.
Oh, issue number two. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the first
Yeah,
issue.
yeah, not the first. So yeah, because
Yeah,
you would have.
issue two is Vulture.
I know that's right. Vulture is right in there,
Yep. So it
and
makes sense that it's in like one of the first movies in
yep.
that series.
So Vulture is my favorite villain.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Why is
and
that?
he's my favorite villain in probably all of Marvel.
Really? I'm
Um,
curious why. I'm not like
the
disagreeing.
thing, the thing, yeah, no. Okay, so it used to be Mysterio.
Hmm.
I like Mysterio. I like Vulture. I like Electro. I like who else do I like? Doctor Octopus. Sorry, Doc Ock. Um, Sandman. Those are kind of like the guys I always like.
Hmm.
Recently, like when I got older, Craven has jumped way up,
Why is
and
that?
Vulture moved up, and J.M. DeMatteis, who is a famous writer of several comics, Captain America, Spider-Man, whatever. He wrote some Brave and the Bold cartoon issues as well of the cartoon series. But he's a famous writer. I'm actually friends with him on Facebook, which is great.
Yeah.
Um, and he wrote a story in Spectacular Spider-Man. It's a three-parter. Oh, I should have brought that out to show you. It's a three-part story in Spectacular Spider-Man,
Hmm.
and it's where Vulture has cancer, and he's going to go around and he's going to correct all the mistakes of his life, and which means if you wronged him, he's going to kill you,
Yep.
and if he's wronged you, he's trying to like make amends. So it's like this whole storyline of Vulture going around, and it was just so cool. And I thought, man,
Yeah.
Vulture's awesome. Like, and I love green. Green's my favorite color, so he looked cool. Oh, Scorpion's in my top five as well. So I'd probably say like Vulture, Mysterio, Scorpion. That's like my top three. Doc Ock and maybe like Craven. That's like probably
Mhm.
like my five.
I
But
love Doc Ock, but I feel like
yeah,
he's just a little oversaturated. Maybe it's because I played the PS4 game. I don't know, but I I'm not really like too excited for Doc Ock, especially if it's the Raimi Doc Ock. If that rumor is even true, I'm not even really following the rumors.
I don't know if that's going to be true. I mean, he's going to be in it. I don't know what's going on with the Spider-Man movie because
Yeah.
it feels weird to me. But so far, see, the thing is that my two favorites, my third is
Mhm.
Scorpion. My first one is Vulture, and the second one is Mysterio. And the newer movies with Tom Holland, and those two villains were awesome. And the thing is, like,
Yeah,
because everyone, like, some people don't like the Tom Holland movies, and I'm kind of like
I like him.
here. I'm here and there on them. I still would say I like them because Vulture was awesome. I thought he was
Oh yeah,
badass.
he's one of the best MCU villains, I'd say, because
I would say that too.
usually they have pretty weak villains besides like Thanos, Vulture. I can't really think of many other characters that are like villains that are that memorable in the
Yeah,
MCU.
maybe Loki.
Yeah, Loki. Yeah,
That's
that
it, really. Like
that
everyone else is kind of
phenomenon.
whatever.
Oh my god, I remember when the fangirls were going insane, like back in 2013.
Yeah, so I love Vulture was great. I thought
Yeah.
Mysterio was great. Like he was a bastard. I really
Oh
liked
yeah.
Mysterio
I mean, you can't go wrong with Michael Keaton. I love Michael Keaton.
as Vulture. Yeah, and then what's his name was Mysterio? Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Hmm.
Yes, he was great as Mysterio. So those two villains are great. I was hoping they'd have the guy who was Scorpion in the first movie. I was hoping he'd come back as Scorpion in the third one.
I think he will. I don't know what's going on with the story, but I mean, I'm sure they're gonna. I'm really hoping Scorpion comes about because I've been waiting for that since then. I was a little disappointed that he wasn't in. Like they didn't set it up for Far From Home, but I don't really know how to feel about the Europe stuff, honestly. Like
Me too.
I don't mind it because yeah, there was points where he went to Europe in the comics, but it's just I don't know. I Spider-Man belongs in New York for me.
It was too weird. And Sean's right. Mysterio was the entire that like
Mhm.
whenever he wasn't on screen, the movie was suffering.
Yeah, I thought the suit was great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he looked like the way they did his powers, the way he looked
Yeah.
was 10 out of 10. But the movie, him traveling around and having hijinks, I don't know. I just couldn't get
Yeah.
into it as much. I felt that, and
Yeah.
I've seen it now a couple times, so it's not just one time viewing.
Hmm.
Whenever I watch it, I tend to just go to the Mysterio parts now. I'm like, I just want to see the
Yeah.
Mysterio stuff.
Honestly, like it's just I'm very conflicted because I'm very excited for Spider-Man 3 because of the post-credit scene because I
Mhm.
want this series to get darker, but at the same time, I can one superhero have a freaking identity in the MCU? Like or
No,
like a
no, they can't. It's like everyone needs to know who every hero is. I just don't understand.
yeah.
And way too many people know about Peter's identity. It's
Yeah.
out of control, and now everyone knows it. So that's really stupid. I didn't like that stinger ending because it's like, well, now he's revealed. I'm like, oh, now we're gonna because now what's gonna happen is the next one everyone's gonna be against him, and it's like,
How are they gonna do like? How can he go? He can't like work for the Daily Bugle now, like everybody knows, and he can't go back to school. I mean, like,
yeah, I don't know why they did that. That was really weird to me. I actually
yeah,
liked the first one, Homecoming, except for it was maybe a little bit too much of the teen drama. But
mhm.
other than that, I still liked it. Like Vulture, Michael Keaton
Yeah, it had
was
heart.
10. It had some heart to it, and I liked it. It was good action, and I liked the concept of Spider Man's got he's fighting the Vulture, and the Vulture's just a crook. He's like
Yeah,
I like that. He's like what, screw these people. They stole my
yeah,
opportunity, right? So I was like I liked all that, and then the next one, Mysterio is great, but then it was like, well, now we're on these like silly hijinks, on the
yeah.
bus, and oh, she doesn't want to sit next to me, and I'm like, what is happening?
It
Like,
just felt like the producers and stuff, like all the cast members, just wanted to go on a vacation, and that was it.
yeah, really. Um, so out of the okay, so how many Spider-Man movies are there? Like a lot,
There's
three, four,
no,
five, six, seven, seven.
yeah, about seven,
So
I'd say.
what's your favorite out of the seven?
Mm, I mean, I know it's typical, but probably two.
Yeah, with Doc, even though Doc Ock isn't as
It
high up on the
it's
list.
just that damn train scene. It just gets me.
Eh, Hey, Truth, what's going on?
Hey,
Talking
Truth.
some Spider-Man. I know you're going to be yawning a little bit, but that's okay. It's Spider-Man. He's a good guy. We appreciate Spider-Man. Yeah. So you didn't like that his mask came off?
Oh, what? No, I'm not talking about that. I just love the train scene.
Oh,
Like
you
I'm
love
just
the train
saying,
scene.
the whole thing. Like this sounds really like weird, but the last time I just watched it like last week, and I actually started tearing up at the freaking train scene. I just love it. It's
Oh,
just
Spider-Man 2 is one of the best superhero movies of all time.
yeah,
Like,
it's phenomenal. I mean, yeah,
like,
it has
yeah,
some awkward moments, but honestly, that to me that's just Sam Raimi charm with it.
yeah.
Like the
I love.
raindrops are falling on you.
Oh, I like that. No,
Yeah, that was
I,
funny.
I tear up on Spider-Man 2 for sure because like just it really the whole story got to me when he's talking to Mary Jane and he's
Mhm.
like, and she's like, do you love me and all that? Trash Toby.
Wow. I mean,
We
okay,
know,
yeah,
no. He's joking. He's joking.
I I hope so, but I mean, it's all right. Toby
No.
isn't
It's Anthony. And
perfect.
just Anthony's my nemesis now. Anything I like, he doesn't like just because.
Yeah. Um. Like honestly, though, I mean, honestly, Tom Holland, or sorry, Tobey Maguire wasn't the best. I did. He like looking back, he's not the best, but I like him. He's he's a. I think he's a great interpretation, but it's not my favorite. He has some problems, and the movies aren't perfect, but I love him. Like that's not going to change me. Like it's like it's like when your son goes to jail or something.
You're not gonna not like your son.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, for me, 1 and 2 are for sure good, and then I think my order would probably be like Spider-Man 1, 2, maybe 3, then maybe Far From Home,
yeah.
and then not Far From Home. I'm sorry, Homecoming, and then the other ones I don't care that much about, except for Mysterio's
Yeah.
parts. I like the Mysterio parts. The
hmm
Amazing Spider-Man stuff, I actually didn't mind. Did you like Andrew Garfield?
Um, I it's enjoyable to watch too, but I, one just pisses me off with the whole ending because he's just I don't know Andrew. I mean, nothing against Andrew Garfield. He seems like a great guy, but I don't like his interpretation of Peter Parker because it's just the way he's written. The ending just pisses me off because remember when he whispers in Gwen Stacy's ear, like basically implying that he's going against freaking uh the captain's wishes or whatever. It's like completely irresponsible. It's not the character.
I had the death of Gwen Stacy, the comic. Not Gwen Stacy. I didn't have the death of Gwen Stacy. Sorry,
Yeah.
I had the death of Captain Stacy. But it was such roughed up. I gave all my Spider-Man comics to a friend of mine, his son, because he likes Spider-Man, and then I'm rebuying a lot of those in better condition.
Yeah, that's good.
Um, the first ever. Now you wouldn't know this because none of you guys were around. Sean and I I can't remember if it was a podcast or a video, but I think it was a video maybe, where I actually the first comic I ever stole, I actually stole a comic from the shop, was Amazing Spider-Man number 319, where he's fighting Rhino and Scorpion and
Yeah.
Blacklash, and I stole it. I pinched it, and it was crazy. And I'm like, it's great that like I'm literally stealing a comic book. I mean, like how great, which really goes against the principles of Spider-Man. But
It looks
it
like an
was
exciting comic. I don't blame you.
oh, it was awesome. It was Todd McFarlane. It was the Todd McFarlane art. And when
Oh
Todd
yeah.
McFarlane started his Spider-Man run, I had the first 40 issues. I ended up selling those as well, only because everyone collected them,
hmm
they're not really worth that much. But they're very good stories, so I would
Okay.
recommend checking them out. And Andrew
Interesting.
Spider-Man need help. Yeah, help with what? I don't know. They're
I
fighting
think
with each other.
if he had a different script, I think Andrew Garfield would have done a phenomenal job as Spider-Man. I just don't like the script. As well as the fact that Amazing Spider-Man was freaking rushed because they made that in like a less than 2 years because they wanted the rights. Biggest robbery in the cinema was not seeing Bruce Campbell as Mr. Yes, I was just talking about that. About I was just gonna mention Spider-Man 4. Like
Oh
that
man,
would have
I
been
would have
great.
loved to have because Bruce Campbell was in all the movies beforehand. Okay, you got up early. I'm gonna get up for a second. Hold on.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I agree with you, Truth. Like Spider-Man 4 is phenomenal. Or what am I saying? Spider-Man 4 is not even a thing, but yeah, I just wish it happened. I don't really think we needed the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but that's just me.
Okay,
Hey, I was
I
my
had to bring
choice.
this up. I had to bring this up. I've got this. I'll show everybody.
Yeah.
Me and Bruce Campbell.
Ah, that's great. Oh, you got Bruce Campbell. Oh, I thought you were losing the Nicholas Hammond for a second.
No,
That's
no, no.
hilarious.
So Bruce Campbell, and he told me what to do. So
Yeah.
when you meet Bruce Campbell, he actually tells you what to do. He's like, okay, he goes, you stand there and try to pretend like you're all cool and badass, and then I'm gonna like kind of like look down on you or
Mhm.
whatever. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so funny. So he literally did this with everybody. He would
Yeah.
get people. There was like a ton of lineup, and he would come in. He's like, okay, you do this, and he would do it was like a photo shoot. He did the whole photo shoot with
That's
you,
awesome.
and he's so great. I
Yeah.
wish I love Bruce Campbell. I really wish he would have been Mysterio.
Yeah. I think it would
Um,
have been just like a cameo as far as I know. I think it was the script does sound a little weird though because wasn't like Black Cat going to be like Vulture's daughter or something, right?
yeah, I don't know. I don't like connecting all these people if they don't need to be connected. Like, what's the point of it? I don't get
Yeah.
it. So I'm having a
I
little.
would have loved to see Black Cat though. That would have been
I
great.
think
We need
Steve
Black
loves
Cat to
Black Cat.
yeah.
Steve's favorite Marvel guy, I think, is well, it might be Hulk though. It might be Hulk. So
Yeah.
Steve likes Hulk and Spider Man and Batman. I don't know who his secondary DC guy is. Maybe Superman. I'm not really sure. Is that with my picture? Because that
Probably
serious.
Hourman.
Oh right, right. I liked his
Yeah.
professor as Lizard. That would have been really cool. Probably would have been better than the Lizard that we got.
Yeah. I'm
Uh,
surprised that like that wasn't even in as far as I know, I don't think that was like planned for 4. That it was mainly Vulture, right? So they were going to wait until 5? Like
maybe.
wow.
I mean, I would have loved to have seen Sandman on his own and have him more screen time because I thought Sandman looked amazing.
Oh yeah. If Sam Raimi could have just not had Venom, like I argue even like I don't know honestly because like even 2 villains might be too much, but
I
they
agree.
should have just I there's so many things they could have done with like with oh my god, what am
I
I keep
remember this. John
yeah.
Malkovich was in talks to play Vulture. That would have been the bloody best.
Yeah.
And Anne Hathaway, like I think she's like super attractive, but like I don't know. Sometimes she's not great.
Mhm.
I don't know. Sometimes she's just not great for me. Like it's just certain things. Like the thought of her being Catwoman was like, wow, that's gonna be great. But then,
Yeah.
so I don't know. But that sounds like yeah, that could have been awesome. Mary Jane Spider-Man 3 was so annoying.
Oh yeah, she was not. She I hated Mary Jane. I think Mary Jane is one of the weakest like links to like the Raimi films. She was not a good character. She didn't have the charisma of the comics and stuff. She was completely selfish all the time. Like I did not like her. And the thing is
So
though is the actress can do it well because I think she's played a role very similar. Sorry, go on.
no, 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 no. So I had for the entire time, me and Steve. I don't remember about. I don't know if Sean was tense at her, but we were like, oh yeah, Mary Jane sucks. We couldn't stand her. We couldn't stand her. And then somewhere along the line, it was probably along my fourth viewing of the trilogy. I like completely 180 and I think Mary Jane's great. I don't know what happened.
Mhm.
Maybe I just hated on her too long and then and then time heals all wounds and I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? What's my problem? I liked her in Spider-Man 3 because I was kind of like, you know, she's right because like what's this guy doing? Like, you know,
Yeah.
if that was your girlfriend or boyfriend in real life and they're fucking jerking you around, you're like, dude, what's the deal here, right?
That
Like
yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Toby should have like been written differently. I mean most things should have been written differently in the third one, but I mean I still enjoy the film, but it just annoys me.
yeah, I mean, I'm okay with Spider-Man 3. I've come to terms with it now.
Mhm.
Um, and at least Venom had somewhat of the story of, you know,
Yeah,
somewhat linking with Peter, where at least Brock didn't like Peter. Like, at least there was some of that in there.
yeah,
But Sandman should have been on his own.
yeah. I mean honestly, if they put Venom in it, they should have. I think Sam Raimi. I mean he's probably rushed or something, but he could have. I think to work Venom in a little better, they could have just done the space guy for the spaceman from the second film, set that up. I think that would have worked well
Like you
because
mean John Jameson, like
yeah,
JJ's
because
son coming back
he's
with the because that's sort of what they're saying, right? Like that
yeah,
is
and the look he has at the end, he just hates Peter, or I don't know. I mean,
it,
or
it,
he
it.
hates something.
You know what I would have done? I'll tell you right now what I would have
Yeah.
done for Spider-Man 3. They concluded the James Franco Harry
Mhm.
angle. That was fine. They concluded that. I would have had him in the black costume the whole movie.
Yeah.
And he fights Sandman and he defeats Sandman. And then at the end of that movie, something happens with the symbiote and he's like, oh no. And it's sort of like a cliffhanger, like, oh shit, something's off. And then the next movie, he would have gotten it off. And during that movie, while he was in the black costume of part 4, he meets Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock, they have like rivalry, and they like he's pissed off at him. Then he gets rid of the symbiote and it goes to Eddie, and then he gets his red suit back, and then he fights Eddie at the end, and that would have been part 4, and then
Yeah.
part 5 could have been Vulture or whoever. It's like because they could have had all like the entire third movie could have been mostly the black costume, and then that would have been like a perfect way to end it, to be like, oh shit, this costume's like something's wrong with it, and
Yeah.
then go from there.
They could have done Zack Snyder like length, like with this movie, but I mean, obviously the producers or the studio doesn't really like long movies, but
No, they don't, because they have to have a certain rotation
yeah, with
to,
theaters.
to get the theaters. Never liked MJ in the comics. Oh, I agree with you, Sean, on the comics. I meant just in the movies. But yeah, Toby was the most accurate. Well, Toby was the most accurate to the Spider-Man that I know. Um,
Okay.
they did have Parker Industries, an Amazing Spider-Man, and he literally had like a glowing spider. It was like he was like a big tech guy. So
Yeah.
that was a thing in the comics as well. Y'all understand Sony? I'm free with Spider-Man. Oh yeah. We know that.
Mhm.
Yeah, we know that.
John
Is the
Jameson is
Man
the
Wolf?
Man Wolf.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you're
that,
right. I remember hearing about that. That's
yeah.
funny.
That's like super never happening in the ever.
Wasn't that like a really early villain?
I like Gwen Stacy. I liked Gwen Stacy actually. Did you like
Sh
Gwen Stacy?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good performance, I thought. I mean, that's the one the love triangle, not the love triangle, but the love story was actually the best thing about those movies in my opinion.
Yeah, probably. That probably was the best because the villains were horse shit.
I mean, maybe in
Um,
the 90s that I don't even know if in the 90s that film would be considered good too,
no,
specifically.
the villains in those two Amazing Spider-Man. I think in Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man, his look and the way he acts as Spider-Man is
Mhm.
really good.
I like it too.
But like the villains are so bad. And like Electro is green with yellow electricity. How hard is it to do
Yeah.
that? They made him blue because that was the Ultimate's Electro.
Yeah.
No, that's the bullshit Electro. I want there to be electricity. He doesn't have to have the mask if they don't want the mask, but he needs to have electricity going around him in yellow with a green suit. Like, is it
Yeah.
so hard to do that? Like, I
The,
just
the
don't get it.
the costume was okay in PS4. I mean, that's a realistic looking game.
Yeah, yeah. The PS4 Electro was green, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had like a kind of scar that was like the shape of the mask, which I guess worked.
Kirsten doesn't look like she was on heroin. Oh my god, she's
She
no.
did.
I don't think she's. I don't think she's
She
ugly.
she looked less attractive in 2. I don't know about 3. I can't remember, but I she looked better in 1 than 2. I don't know what it is, but I'm not
I don't
gonna.
know. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, it's like they're gonna go far with the Spider-Man stuff. They're gonna just milk the crap out of this because they just have to.
Is it just me, or do you think that this Tom Holland version is going to be the Spider-Man where Peter Parker becomes like basically, like kind of like Tony Stark, because there's a point in the comics where he has his own business, like
Yeah,
multi-billion-dollar business. So I think I'm getting the vibes that that's going to be the future for this character. What do you think?
yeah, I think so too. They're doing the Parker Industries thing, and then the
Yeah,
way that they undid that was Doc Ock was in his body. His mind was in Parker's body, and he messed all this shit up, and that kind of
yeah,
got screwed or whatever. And I think They're going. The problem with MCU is that they messed up Spider-Man from the beginning because they almost had no choice. They didn't want to do an origin for Spider-Man, so what they did was they just said, "Well, let's put Spider-Man in Civil War," and then they started to think, "Well, how are we going to recruit Spider-Man?" Well, he's with Iron Man in the comics in Civil War, so let's bring him in and bring him in through Tony. But then
Yeah.
then he becomes this like Tony Jr.
Oh, I hate it.
And I don't like that at all.
No, I think honestly it would have been a Henry
I heard
Cavill.
that, Anthony.
Oh
Go ahead,
yeah,
Skeptic. What were you gonna say?
I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more, and it would make sense with like Peter Parker's ideology and stuff. It would have been a lot nicer to see like Captain America as his like mentor. What do you think?
I would definitely prefer that over Tony Stark.
Yeah,
Firstly, I
Tony's
don't
not a good influence.
no, and I don't like Iron Man that much. Like,
No.
I like him I like Iron Man 1, and I like Iron Man in all of the other movies, but I don't like Iron Man in his own movies.
Hmm.
Isn't that weird?
I
It's
like
like,
I love the Iron Man trilogy. I love
oh
all
yeah,
three of them.
I don't like
Yeah,
2 is a bit boring, and 3 I don't like at all.
why not?
Uh,
I'm curious.
just because I don't like the way Iron Man 3 was.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to get too much into it because
it's
we're already
Spider-Man.
40 minutes in, so let's keep it on. We'll keep going with
Yeah.
Spidey. But yeah, I would have preferred him to be with Cap.
Okay.
I heard Kevin Feige said that these movies were showing Peter become a class. Okay, so maybe that'll happen.
I
Um,
yeah.
oh yeah. We know that. Yeah, Anthony always comes in with the hey Ryan, how's it going, brother? Yeah, it was great having you on last night. That was a great little stream we had going yesterday. It didn't become a dumpster fire. It actually had good. We actually had good dialogue.
Mhm.
Caleb, well, it's not showing. I don't know what was that. What's up, Brian? Hey, Marvel did not want cast Tom. Yeah,
Really?
okay. What's
I
this
heard
guy? Yes, yes, the can. Yes,
Yeah,
the
because
has
my
it.
wire is fixed. I finally got a new one.
Yes, there you go. You're good now. Yes. Well, yeah. So now Steven has been reading Amazing Spider-Man from #1, and he's up to like 300 or something right now.
Mhm.
So he's read them all. Like he's literally reading every Spider-Man comic.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man was only in high school for like the first year or something, and then he's in college. Like, why do they need to
Yeah.
keep having him be in high school? It's so boring.
I have a few questions for you. I've wrote some
Yep,
notes down for stuff to talk
sure.
about on this.
Yep.
Um, so I'm curious about your like time growing up. Since you're a lot older than me, I'm curious about like how did you feel about like the trailers and stuff going towards like the Spider-Man like first live action movie, I guess.
Oh, I can tell you the whole damn story, buddy.
Yeah,
Sean and Steven were there for this one. Cal, there might be some swearing involved, so
yeah, no
careful.
problem.
Okay, so we're trying to go see Spider. Now, I think this is Spider. Sean, can you correct me if you're still listening? Can you tell me, was this Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 1, Sean? Can you please let me know real quick in the comments? The famous J-Man pissed off tantrum that I had. Was that Spider-Man 1 or 2? Let me know. I'll keep talking and then I'll see what Sean
All
says. If that was
right,
part 1.
I'm
So
curious.
basically, this is before the times where you could really pre-order. It was part 1. Nice, Sean. Nice. It was part 1. Okay. So it's part 1. So Spider-Man, like, dude, we were pumped as shit for Spider-Man
Yeah,
because on the playground where I grew up at the tennis courts, they were saying that James Cameron is going to make a Spider-Man movie. And
yeah,
my buddy and I were like, dude, this is going to be the best damn movie of all time ever. When we watched the Nicholas Hammond TV show, I gave him Kraft dinner for the first time. My friend never had Kraft dinner until he came to my place. I was like, buddy, my mom made us Kraft dinner and we watched Spider-Man, Nicholas
yeah.
Hammond. Anyway, so this guy's a different, you don't know who this is. So we're ready for James Cameron. Never happened. Next year. Never happened. Never
Oh
happened.
God,
We're
yeah.
like, when is this happening?
What year was
Finally,
that?
I don't
Sorry.
remember the year, but finally, Sam Raimi, who I absolutely love, I don't know now, but I might own every Sam Raimi movie ever. And up until
Yeah.
that point, I had seen and owned every Sam Raimi movie that he had ever made up till that point. Okay. So this is really before the time where you could really pre-order tickets properly. Like nowadays, the sooner at midnight when the tickets go on sale, I pre-order for me, Sean, and Steve. Now, this is at a time where we couldn't really pre-order, so we had to go fast. So we were driving around. We're like, we got to get to see this movie. And dude, it was sold out everywhere. And man, I
Yeah.
fucking lost it in the theater. I lost it, and I think it was in the parking lot. I lost my shit. I was like,
Why?
because I was like, these fucking people standing in line for this fucking movie,
Oh,
they don't know anything about Spider-Man. And I was like, anybody in this line, you name one villain, name one, name like 5 Spider-Man villains. You guys don't give a shit about this character. It's like I should be in there, not you. I'd like lost my
oh my
shit,
God.
and it was like, it was the first time I literally just went, I went crazy, right?
Mhm.
So, and this is how hyped we were for Spider-Man. And then when we saw it, we're like, God damn, except for the costume of Green Goblin, it's
Oh
a
yeah.
10 out of, it's 10 out of 10. Like the
Yeah.
first one, I thought it was 10 out of 10. I know the organic web shooters, people were not happy, but I knew that going in, so I had learned to accept that. And then Spider-Man 2, we just blew our minds. I love
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2. So
Wow.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
my Spider-Man story.
Yeah. So thinking about that, what do you think of the Twin Towers trailer? Was that cool or what?
Yeah, so I thought it was neat. And there was the poster, which they had to
Yeah.
recall.
Mhm.
I mean, that was all unfortunate, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And we're in Canada, but we even in Canada, we felt the effects of that tragic event. I remember exactly. Actually, I remember exactly where I was. I was working in a machine shop,
Yeah.
um, in locally, like maybe like half an hour away from home.
Yeah.
And we heard on the radio, and we were literally like, "Wait, what's happening?" We were like completely stunned. It was
Yeah.
we literally all of my machine shop, we all shut down, and we're like listening to the radio. We're like, because we didn't have TVs in the machine shop, and we're
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" We're listening on the radio, and it was crazy. But then, anyways, yeah, to bring it back to Spider Man, yeah. So then they recalled everything, and it was just like, I think that was the smart thing to do, because like this
Mhm.
is like a life changing event that altered so many people's lives and changed, it
Yeah.
changed the
Of
face
course.
of America, and even in Canada, and I mean in Canada here, we felt the sadness too. So it was
Yeah.
pretty crazy. But I think they did the right thing to pull all of
Definitely.
that. I mean, even now it's still a hot topic, right? So,
Mhm.
um,
It's
yeah,
interesting. Like, when was a high schooler?
yeah, we are. I'm just sorry, I lost track of where we were. Marvel one cast Charlie Rose. Oh,
Really? Uh,
yeah, that is a comfy couch. Is that? Yes, he fought Thanos. Oh, yeah. Did we talk about that issue, Sean? Yeah. Here we go with Spider-Man 1. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's it. Spider-Man 1. Yes. Uh, Spider-Man went to college. He did.
yeah.
Yeah, he's in there. We saw. Yeah, we finally. Yeah, we did. Okay, so wait, I've got to go through all these again here. Okay, Spidey was never in there. Okay, so Spidey was hot even before the 90s. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh, we all read Spider-Man comics as kids. Like we
Mhm.
were all over it. Anthony, that is a very silly question. I have all the toys of it. I have a statue that's this big. I have the poster. I have the soundtrack. I have the soundtrack on cassette tape. I have the Army of Darkness soundtrack on cassette tape. I have a statue that Steve bought me, limited edition statue. It's the entire poster. I've got the poster framed and mounted right behind me there. I have every version of Army of Darkness there is. I have and Evil Dead, all the Evil Dead movies. I have about 4 or 5 different versions of every single Evil Dead movie. And I've seen Army of Darkness so many times that we can do the movie together. I can do the movie with you. If we put the movie on the screen,
Yeah.
I can almost do the entire damn
Like
movie.
quote it.
I can do all of the lines of Army of Darkness. So what do you think of that? We think it's
I
groovy.
I need to watch it. I haven't seen it. I
When I told my buddy to watch it, he never heard of it. It's part 3 of Evil Dead,
Mhm.
but you don't really need to see part 1 and 2.
Yeah,
And
I've
he
seen the
watched
first
it.
one.
Oh,
Sorry.
you saw it? Okay, okay. So he watched Army of Darkness, and he literally is like, I watched it twice in a row. He's like, I just couldn't get enough. He goes, I just
Yeah.
rewatched the whole thing. It's so good.
Yeah,
Okay, back to
I
Spider-Man. Yeah, go ahead, Skeptic.
I'm I really need to see it because um I don't know, like Evil Dead seems pretty cool. I'm not really huge on like zombie and monster stuff. I mean, with like some exceptions, but yeah, I need to see part 2 and then part 3, but I wasn't really that impressed with the first one. I know it was a very low budget movie and it's nothing like the other ones, right?
Well, I mean, low budget is an understatement. It's like you and me making a movie.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of so they made a movie called Within the Woods where they
Mhm.
literally just made a portion of it themselves, and I've got that somewhere as like
Yeah.
a bootleg. And then they got some money together and filmed Evil Dead One. We'll talk about Evil Dead One. So I'm gonna let
Yeah.
Bin see my shirt as I always get requested for the shirt, so I'll
Oh
do the
yeah.
full
What's the
screen.
shirt?
Today is
WandaVision.
WandaVision, Scarlet Witch, and Vision
Yeah.
and Scarlet
It's
Witch.
great. I saw
So,
that show.
oh,
It's really good.
I love it. Yeah. So the Army of Darkness. Well, okay. So the part Evil Dead 2, the first half an hour of Evil Dead 2 is a remake of Evil Dead 1. It's like him,
Wow.
but yeah, it's like him and his girlfriend going to the cabin and they eliminated the other characters and they all get killed off. And then the last hour is new footage. And then the beginning of Army of Darkness retells the ending of Evil Dead 2. So none of them connect properly, eh?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
great
not
though.
really a sequel to the first one.
It is still a sequel, but nobody saw Evil Dead 1. So what they
Oh,
did was they just remade Evil Dead 1 in the first half an hour of Evil Dead 2. It was like, and then Army of Darkness, a lot of people didn't see Evil Dead 2 because Army of
mhm.
Darkness is Universal Pictures.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we got that. James Cameron Spider-Man script sucked.
Oh,
Oh,
it kind of
interesting.
did.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was kind of weird. Yeah, I didn't like it. I read it.
Yeah,
Apparently.
so Andrew's saying the 90s cartoon, that's great that he got
Yeah.
into that. Yes, I remember. Yes. I remember all of this. I remember all of that. Lance Henriksen, baby, one of my faves.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Otto. That could have worked. I mean, he was
awful.
freaking like he was oh my god.
Mr. Freeze?
Yeah,
Or
Mr.
who you talking?
Freeze. I kept thinking Captain Cold.
Yeah, no, different characters. You're
Yeah.
not turning me to the cooler.
Yeah. No, I just
Too
watched
many
Batman and Robin
one-liners.
again like a few weeks ago. My god.
Oh,
It's
I love Batman and Robin.
yeah.
I watch it. I've seen it 1,000 times. I would have because if you look, if
Yeah,
you have a, we're gonna get back to Spider-Man, but if you have a 4K TV, I have a 65-inch 4K TV.
I do too.
You put that on, and the colors, it's like a cartoon.
Mhm.
Um, the dialogue is
I
absolutely terrible, but like
yeah.
it's a cartoon. Like
I don't know what it is. It's enjoyable to watch. Honestly, I keep watching it, but I get so uninterested in like the 40-minute mark or whatever because I'm just so oversaturated with everything at the beginning. It's
yeah,
just it's fucking sorry for my
yeah, it's
language. It,
crazy.
it was like insane.
But the
I lo-
colors are crazy.
yeah, it's entertaining to watch at least.
Same way, yeah. So I mean, and we'll cover Batman next Friday
Mhm.
with Arkham on here.
Yeah.
Uh, but Ark is already the throttle, the Cyclonian what are you talking about here? Lights go on louder, brighter, and before. I have
I,
no idea what's going on here. I don't know what are you saying, Anthony? Trash. Yeah, that I understand.
That's
That I do understand. Oh, he's talking about Batman and Robin is
yeah.
trash. Yeah, he'll just say anything. Whatever I say, he'll just say the opposite.
Oh
They're,
yeah,
they're,
Zack Snyder's Justice League. How about that? Is that
yeah.
trash?
Oh. I'm gonna start saying it's my favorite movie, and then Anthony will have to say it's trash. Oh, Spider-Man
It
James.
is one of my favorite superhero movies, but that's off topic.
Yeah. Let's see. Um, yeah.
Anywho,
So yeah, go
sorry.
ahead.
I wanted to ask you, what did you think of like throughout the years, like in chronological order of all the suits, even in the the live action '70s show?
Mhm.
What did you think of the costumes over the time?
I like. I think they got better. The one of the things I didn't like with the Toby was how the web was a little bit like 3D. It was sort of. It seemed like he had his costume and the webbing was over top of it.
Yeah,
And I didn't like that it was silver. I wish it would have been black and maybe slightly thinner. Um, I think Amazing Spider-Man 2, not part one because I hated that costume, but Amazing Spider-Man 2
mhm,
was my favorite movie costume, even now.
I
I think
agree.
that's my favorite. Is
Tom
that your
Holland.
favorite?
I would. It's not my favorite, honestly. It's got to go to the Homecoming suit. I just love it. It's just so
So
cartoony.
Homecoming?
But
Oh, yep.
honestly, like it is. I to me, I hate to say objectively, but I feel like it's objectively the most accurate suit.
The Homecoming one specifically.
No, the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh no, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is exactly it's exactly the comics, which is
Yeah.
what I want. I think Spider-Man. There's a few characters that I think are designed so well. I think Batman is one of them.
Mhm.
I think Spider-Man is one of them. Where like I think maybe Spider-Man is the best. Where he's the coolest looking character. Like even looking at my tattoos, like
Yeah.
his costume always stands out. It's always the red and blue together,
Yeah.
just like Superman. I love Superman as well, just because I love Superman the character. But I'm trying to think like as like a cool costume. Batman is cool, but I think maybe Spider-Man is the coolest looking like character. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
see
think
that.
so. I can't think. I'm trying to think anyone. Let me know in the comments, guys, who you think if you think someone looks cooler than Spider-Man. Let's do Marvel only.
Yeah.
I think for DC, Batman's probably the coolest looking guy.
I really like the Captain America like first Avenger costume. I really like that one.
That was cool too.
Hmm.
Um, that was a cool uniform for that movie in that time.
Yeah, and it was in the climax of Winter Soldier.
Yeah. So best live action Spider-Man suit is the Raimi movie suit. I just don't. I don't like the silver webbing.
Yeah, I like it, but it's not my favorite suit. It's
Yeah,
just
I like it.
I hate the 3D. I hate it. I'm sorry. Like I
Yeah,
much prefer the black webs.
yeah. I don't. I like like. See, he's got a picture of it as his icon.
Hmm.
As his avatar. I like this. Like, it still looks really cool. It's my
Hmm.
second favorite for sure. What's Andrew? I love the Mark III Iron Man armor. Oh, so
Yeah.
Iron Man is a pretty cool looking character too. That's a good point, Andrew. Yeah, Iron Man does look cool. Um, Mark III armor from. Oh yes, that one was pretty good. That's like the regular Iron Man
What
suit.
about Black Spider?
I love the black costume.
No, I mean
Uh,
Black Spider, the
Black Spider.
DC character.
Oh, no, I don't. No. Do you like the Do you like? Did you like the black costume in Spider-Man 3, or did you think
It
it was
worked
kind
for
of
the
weird?
movie. I
Yeah,
liked it for the movie. It worked. It was a good like. It's good to compare it to the regular suit. It was. I think it was well done for that particular film.
because like I gotta tell you. Oh, hold on a second. I'm dropping my stuff here. I didn't drop Secret Wars, but I mean I love this.
Oh yeah,
when
it's
when
probably.
I was a kid, and Sean can say this too. When we were kids and we saw this, we
Mhm.
literally when Web of Spider-Man started, that was a new series, and it was like a lot of the black suit stuff. I literally was like, I must own every black costume Spider-Man thing. We loved this suit. We were just dying over it.
Yeah.
Um, but I always wanted the superpowers figure of the black costume, and I actually had it in my hand once. This is a sad story.
Mhm.
I had it in my hand, and my grandfather was like, "Yeah, I'll buy that for you." And he's like, "But we were just going on a ride or something." And
Yeah.
he's like, and I was like, "Yeah, we'll come back and get it." We came back to get it, and it was gone. Someone had bought it,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and I was like, "No!" And my grandfather was so sorry. He's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." My grandfather was the best, but like he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and everything. So I was like, "Ah, it's okay." And I never did get it. I think it's like super
Oh.
expensive now to get. Um, where are we at here? Iron Man 3. Yeah, so we read that. Yeah, I agree with you, Andrew. Spectacular Spider-Man. Yeah, that's I've got that on Blu-ray. Okay,
I
so do you have any other notes?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I was just reading some things. I totally forgot about this. This is actually an old note from an older podcast. I wanted to mention this. But I mean, this is more in the theme of Spider-Man now. I
Mhm.
was gonna compare Beetle to Blue Beetle, but I gotta say the ultimate version of Beetle I love. Like, I think he has really cool design.
Let's take a look at him because I never read any Ultimates.
Yeah,
I don't like it. Let me see. Beetle
it's like
Ultimates.
it's like an Iron Man kind of
Let's see.
looking guy.
Oh yes.
I think they look pretty cool. I
He
played
looks pretty
the.
cool.
I didn't read many Ultimate comics. I just know him from the Ultimate Spider-Man video game.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty cool.
He looks cool. I love Blue Beetle though. Blue
Yeah.
Beetle. Probably the oldest comic book I have is a Blue Beetle comic.
Really?
Nobody knows Blue Beetle. Can I get it? Yeah, I can get it. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'll get it. It's off
Sure.
topic, but why not? Hold on.
Cyborg or Deathlock or Machine Man? What was I putting in my notes?
It doesn't get more off topic than this, but this was in front of the Blue Beetle comic because I haven't put it anywhere yet. But Dolph Lundgren's autograph.
Oh, what does that have to do with Beetle?
Nothing. It's He-Man.
Oh,
I have this. This is so old. I'm going to show it to you. I'm not going to remove it.
oh, that's cool. How old is that?
It's very old.
Like what? 50?
Let me see. I'm going to be very careful.
It looks Golden Age almost.
It's Golden Age.
Oh wow.
It's Golden Age. It is so fragile. Hold on.
Yeah, be careful. Don't rip it.
Yeah, it's already brutal. The smell of it.
Comic. Let's find a digital.
1955.
Version. Oh wow, that is great.
1955.
I find Golden Age comics really interesting because like, especially before the war ended, because there was a point where Golden Age comics were basically thrown away to like supplies in the army or something, right? So like
what's this? Every skinny young white actor wants to play Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my gosh.
I'd want to play Spider-Man. I think I would be more likely to be casted as like Wally West or something though.
Yeah, Wally West is cool. Well, now there's two Wally Wests running around. There's the white Wally West and the black Wally West.
Yeah.
And then I think they made the white one a villain for a while. I stopped reading Flash for a bit there. I was never a big Flash reader.
Yeah.
Until recently now, but I like the Flash TV series. But yeah, so what else you got? What else you got? We're at an hour, so we're gonna start wrapping it up pretty soon.
All right.
What else you got?
Oh my god, I'm looking. I have a bunch of notes here. Let's see. Do you remember like the '60s cartoon when you were a kid? Like,
yeah, I watched it. I watched it in the morning.
Yeah.
Not in the '60s, but it was just repeats forever. It was Canadian. It was a Canadian animation studio, I believe. Sean will keep me on. Yeah, Sean will keep me honest if I'm wrong. But we watched it every morning. I knew every episode, and like the first couple of seasons are like exactly the comic, and then it actually started to get really weird.
Yeah, I remember some episodes. There was this giant oven walking thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was so weird.
And it got weird, and they started to use. There's another series which I have down here. It's called Rocket Robin Hood. Do you know Rocket Robin Hood?
Yes, that sounds so familiar. Like I think I watched that when I was a kid.
So there's literally episodes, and Sean will correct me. There's literally episodes of Rocket Robin Hood and Spider-Man that are the same thing, except they've inserted Spider-Man. It's like crazy.
That's hilarious. Like with the same villains as Rocket Robin Hood?
Yeah, I think so. Or the same backgrounds. It's like all the same backgrounds were just used for both shows.
Yeah.
So it's like Spider-Man would be in some weird like sci-fi thing. You're like, what is happening here? But it just because they just overlaid. I actually have. I don't have any from Spider-Man, but from He-Man, the Filmation He-Man, I have actual cells from the actual cartoon that they used.
Awesome.
Yeah, I actually have some of those.
I've always wanted animation cells. They're so cool.
They're really neat. There's a collector. I don't know if he was just purging his collection. Mm-hmm. He had thousands of cells from the He-Man cartoon, and he was selling them for like $30 a cell. So I ended up buying like 3 or 4 of them just to have.
That's awesome.
I've got He-Man, Beastman. It was so cool. PS4 Spider-Man. Yeah. So really like the PS4 Spider-Man.
Oh, it's a great game. It's one of my favorite interpretations of Spider-Man.
Favorite Spider-Man cartoon is probably for me the '60s one, just because that's what I grew up with.
I never grew up
Spider-Man 2 for the movie.
Yeah, I never grew up with the Amazing Friends, to be honest. It was never on Teletoon Russia.
I love Amazing Friends as well.
Yeah,
Iceman and Firestar.
Yeah.
Well, that's why this is called The Amazing Fans.
Yeah.
I literally named the show after that cartoon. I was gonna play the intro theme, but YouTube might they'll flag you for stuff like that.
Yeah. So 60s cartoons often. Yeah, the
Yes,
80s
that's a
one
good
was
cartoon
weird.
too.
It
Yeah,
was weird.
there's a solo cartoon which is very good, and then there
Yeah.
was The Amazing Friends, which is also really cool.
Hmm.
What was your question?
Oh, I was curious. I don't think you've ever elaborated on it. What do you hate about the amazing? Not that I have a problem with it. What do you hate about the Amazing Spider-Man suit so much?
Oh, it doesn't look like Spider-Man. It looks. I don't like the eyes. I don't like the way it's like embedded. Okay, the
Yeah.
texture of it looks like a basketball.
Yeah, it
If you,
does.
literally, it looks like a basketball is on his head. The
Hmm.
way the lines are embedded, and it's like got that bubble. You know, like basketballs have those grips,
Yeah.
the little grippy thing. I'm like, it looks bad.
Yeah.
The blue fingertips, yes, Steve, I
The yellow
agree.
eyes.
The, I don't know what the hell they were thinking,
They were
and they
drunk
knew
when they designed
they
that.
yeah, and they knew that was bad because they immediately changed it back to a more regular Spider-Man costume after that.
Mm.
Spectacular is great too. Yes, Amazing Friends. Yes, come on, Amazing Friends. I know. Yeah, I agree. That's Steve. I agree.
I find it charming, like the suit. I just find charming because it was just a weird time now to look back, but it is pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. They had a dude who made 500 Days of Summer. Oh yes, that was not a great movie, right? Well,
What
Steve, nobody watched that movie except for you. So you're the only one who actually saw that trashy movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's called 500 Days of Summer,
What is it
and
about?
about
500 Days of
500
Summer?
Days of Summer, I guess. Oh, you haven't seen it, Steve? Okay, fine, fine. Steve's like, no, I haven't seen it. How dare you accuse me of watching that movie? Uh, yes. All right, what else you got?
Let's see. So what was your experience with like Spider-Man? Like, I think you elaborate. You did talk about it a little bit with the hype of the James Cameron thing. What was your childhood like and stuff before the Raimi films? Because everything changed after the Raimi films. It feels like, right?
Yeah. I literally have photographs um, of myself as a little kid. Maybe I can show them to you on my phone, even
Hmm.
of me holding. Um, where would those be? I think they're on my OneDrive. Let me see. Maybe I can show them to you.
Yeah.
I'll see if I think I have them on my OneDrive. Hold on. First, I have to find where my OneDrive is. There it is. Okay, geez. Okay, here you go. Oh, pics. Oh, it's not. It's not. This is not a. These are not great. These are not great pictures. Damn it! And it doesn't show Spider Man.
It's
But
all
I
right.
had pictures of me as a little kid holding Spider Man toys, and I had a big
Yeah.
Spider Man chair that I sat in, and I had a stuffed toy of Spider Man that had Velcro on his hands and feet,
Hmm.
so you could put him on you.
I think I had that.
Yeah, you could, and his eyes were like mirrors. You could see yourself in his
It
eyes. They
sounds
had,
so familiar.
and I had the Mego Spider Man. Mego did dolls. So look up Mego, Mego. Mego did all of the dolls, and you know what was really cool? Mego had the license for Marvel and DC, so the dolls were compatible with each other.
Oh, that's
It's
hilarious.
so cool. So I had those.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
had
Yeah.
I had the Spider Man of that, and I had the Parachute Men,
Hmm.
um, which I have in my hand as a little kid, and I would go around swinging and do the
Yeah, I'm looking it up
right
right now.
like the noise when he's swishing through. And then I would always pretend I'm shooting. I'd be like, I'd always shoot people
Mhm.
with my webs. And my nephew, who's like 10 or 11, no, he's like 10 or 11 now. When he was a kid, he would do the because he loves Spider Man.
Yeah,
And,
I used to do that too.
yeah, it's just, and I actually bought the web shooters when they came out. They'd shoot that stringy.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so as a kid, there's lots of Spider. I had a Spider Man helicopter. I had a
Oh
Spider
yeah.
Man motorcycle. Yeah, I had a Spider Man chair. I had every toy that came out. I had. We watched the Nicholas Hammond stuff. We watched all of the cartoons. We buy the cartoons. Read the comics. It was everywhere.
That's
Spidey
awesome.
was around. All media, big business. Yeah. Double C. Thanks so much for coming in. So amazing, friends. A long time ago. Oh yeah, it's great. Oh yeah.
Why didn't the James Cameron movie happen? Because he was such a big guy back then. You'd think if he wanted to make it, it would have happened.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not sure why that never went down.
Yeah.
But I'm kind
Yeah.
of glad it did because the Raimi movies were awesome.
Oh
So,
yeah. From what I've read from the script, I think the Raimi films were a lot better than that. It
and
was
what they were.
very adult, and uh, there's like this point with like teenage sex scenes and stuff. It's just weird.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, Spider-Man needs to appeal to a broader audience because he's a teen, right? You don't want to have anything
Yeah.
too. Yeah, ego and money. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. What that's it. All right, what else you got? And then we're gonna start to wrap it up.
Oh, what do you think of what were your thoughts on like Homecoming and Civil War when that was coming out? Like how hyped were
I
you?
was excited to see Spider-Man, and I saw him in the movie. I thought he was really cool.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Spider-Man to me is like one of the first Marvel characters that were like created, pretty much. If you want to call it Marvel, like proper,
Yeah.
not counting like Captain America or the
Well,
original
yeah, I
Human
mean,
Torch or Namor. I'm talking like of the
Silver
Marvel
Age.
brand.
Well, yeah,
Um,
I mean, Fantastic Four was really the first
yeah,
modern.
Fantastic Four and
Yeah.
Spider Man were like the first ones kind of there.
Mhm.
So him answering to Iron Man, I did not like.
No, I hate that.
And I don't like that at all. I almost wish that like Spider Man, could have entered and already been established. I don't know why. I mean, he was established, I guess, and I understand that it's a business and they need a young man who can continue the series for a long time. But I mean, it's okay. Like I like him in Civil War. I thought he was really cool and he was
Mhm.
funny. And he's like, "Hey, remember that old movie Empire Strikes Back?" and all that kind of funny stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
That I'm sorry, but that I mean, I know it was a joke, like it was the whole point, but I
yeah, yeah.
hate that line.
He's like, how old is this kid?
Yeah,
And then he's like, kid, I don't know if you've ever been in a fight before, but there's not that much talking. That was funny.
I like that. Yeah, because
But yeah,
that's what's
and then
going on.
Homecoming had some parts that I wasn't dying over, but Vulture's so
Mhm.
sick, and like his battles with Spider-Man are so awesome that
Mhm.
like I kind of just thought it was awesome. Like when I
Yeah.
walked out of Homecoming, I thought this was really awesome. It didn't have. I don't like him talking to the suit and all that though. Like
No,
when you start to think back on it, there's a few things I was kind of like, oh, I don't really like this. Oh, I don't like that
they
much.
tried. Yeah, well, I mean, with the suit talking, they tried to make it where he's talking to himself, like in the comics. I don't know. It's too much like Jarvis to me.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. It is kind of
Yeah.
Jarvis-y, and I don't like that. All right, so
Yeah.
final one, and then we're gonna be done.
I don't know.
Okay, so how about what's so are you looking forward to? Did you like Into the Spider Verse? Do you like the Spider
Oh,
Verse stuff?
that was great. Yeah, I can't wait for a sequel to that, which I think is coming out.
For sure.
And yeah, I love the animation style and stuff. I was very iffy on it. I wasn't really like excited for it at first, but then I saw it and it was really good.
I need my buddy
Yeah,
2099 in there, man. He's my buddy. I love 2099. He's my
yeah,
favorite alternate
I like
Spider-Man.
2099 too.
Yeah. Which one's that?
Punisher.
Let's see.
It's Punisher.
Oh, Punisher. Oh, I had that too. I gave that away. I gave that away though. I gave that one away because I don't think it was. I remember thinking it was kind of wonky, but
I haven't
Spider-Man
read it.
2099 is good. Is the story's good.
Yeah, I really love that interpretation.
Yeah. So I mean, and he's in the end credits, so hopefully he'll be
Mhm.
cool. Big Lee's. Yeah. All right, guys. I think we're gonna end it off there. We don't want to
All
make
right.
these too long. So this
Yeah.
was I thought this went pretty well, man.
Yeah, yeah, we had really good conversation. Yeah. Thanks for having me on. I really
Uh,
appreciate that.
cool, dude. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Okay, I'm just gonna put you backstage for a
All
minute.
right.
All right. All right. Cool. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up right there. So, again, if you guys want to be part of the Amazing Fans, Andrew, if you want to come on and we want to talk more Spider-Man, we can always talk more Spider-Man. No worries. What are we on? Friday? So, this Sunday, Danger Room is back open again at 6:30 p.m. We're going to talk about all the good stuff that's come and gone in the last week. Monday is a special edition of Amazing Fans. It's a Monday edition with my buddy Owen, and we're going to talk about the Punisher, who I absolutely love, and I have a whole bunch of Punisher stuff. So we're going to talk Punisher big time. We're going to talk about the movies and the comics and everything like that. And then this isn't for sure. Wednesday, I might be a guest on the Action Elites live stream, first ever live stream. We're going to get through it. We're going to be talking about Jean-Claude Van Damme, who is literally like one of my heroes. I got an earring because Van Damme got an earring. That's how cheesy I am. Um, So we're going to be talking about Van Damme, and Van Damme is a friend of Owen, who is the owner of the Action Elite. So we're hoping that Van Damme even has some kind of presence or shares the video or something. So hopefully that'll happen. But that's the next little bit of streams that I'm going to be on. But again, oh hey, Geek Studios just came in, dude. We're just wrapping up. But thanks for just even popping by. Thanks, Caleb. Okay, so if anybody wants to be on Amazing Fans, let me know, and let me know what you want to talk about. It could be a movie, it could be a TV show, it could be anything, and we'll just go from there. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Be seeing you.